Hello. I got a new microphone. Let me know how it's working. John actually bought it for me a while ago and I never even took it out of the box. And I just got tired of that other one disconnecting all the time, and having problems, so I thought I would try it. Tell me how you feel about it. I brought a sock. Hello, Nikki. You're quick. A beer, hello. Hello, Merrick. How are you guys? How's everybody? Oh, excuse me, sir. Hello, Marie and Cheryl. How are you? Hey, Eileen. Good. Tracy said perfect break time. Dee said hi, Trish. Good morning from the West Coast. I just got back from having lunch with my bestie. And picking up groceries. Oh, it's raining in Toronto. Is it, a beer? We had terrible storms yesterday. Oh, by now, I don't know exactly where you are, but there is a part of, I don't know where Toronto is exactly, but there is a part of Ontario that's probably getting our storms. But we're done with them. Nikki said I was already at my iPad knitting. Perfect timing then. Danielle said, afternoon, I haven't made it in a bit. It's nice to see you. Saw you randomly pop up. Yes, I'm random today. Thanks, Stephanie. I watched it. hello. Oh, knit the Frank wrap by Hohi. Okay, that's what Nikki's working on. Susie's at work. You're always at work, Susie. You're so dedicated. What are you doing? Can you guys hear him? Oh. Did you drop? He dropped something down in the crack of the chair. Hang on, I'm trying to get it. I can't get it. What'd you drop? Oh, Nikki said the little one is napping. Yes. Yes. Okay, so Beer said we usually get your storms after we're done with them. Oh. Oh. Eileen said, great to have you all to chat while she's eating supper. I love it. We're keeping you company. Carrie's playing video games on her lunch break. I love it. We're all very busy, aren't we? I just put groceries away and I was like, I'm just going to come live for a little half hour, 20 minutes, whatever. Hey, Deanna. I am, I've been working really hard on the collar on John's sweater, and I'm like halfway through the shawl collar part, and I got the the buttonholes done in the band, so I'm really close. Margaret said, caught you live, Yahoo! Yay, Margaret, welcome from Vancouver, Washington, USA. We're sunny and cool today, last day of summer. My friend Jane, who I had lunch with, also does not love the end of summer, so we were like, we're just not going to talk about it. Beer said, enjoy your dinner, Eileen. What are you eating, Eileen? I need to know. We just went for her birthday, and they brought us a huge cinnamon roll to start, so we couldn't even eat after that, hardly. But we ate the cinnamon roll, most of it. Danielle said, mine is having a nap too, Nikki. Love the afternoons. Oh, okay. Deanna's weaving another rug. What are you guys working on? What are you guys working on? I need to know. I know some of you are at real jobs and stuff. Tina said, dog sitting in Grass Lake. Ooh. Julianne said, hi from Connecticut, working but wishing I was crafting instead. I'm sorry. Carrie said, Carrie's making popcorn. Be careful, Carrie. John says burnt popcorn is the worst. Although I burnt dinner last night and you can still smell it in the kitchen, so I'm not exactly convinced. I might have to throw the pan out. That's how badly I burnt dinner last night. Eileen said, wouldn't it be great if we could do a virtual or even better for real tour around where each of us lives? There isn't much to see where I live. I say that, but it's kind of a lie. There is really fun things to see. Carrie said, real job is slow enough that she's been making bats. Carrie, are you getting ready for the Ann Arbor? I can't remember. Is it just called the Fiber Fair, the October one? Cheryl said, spinning on a drop spindle, Shetland fiber. Nice. I like it. Abir said, love your last spin. I have some camel blend with silk in my stash at home. I bet that's really nice. I bet it blends really nicely with silk. Did I spin it, or was it llama and silk? Crystal said, I'm onto button bands on the sweater that will not end. It will end. You're going to get there. Dee said, I'm making baby booties, no baby to give them to. We just found out the sex of our new grandchild today, so I get to start knitting soon. Stephanie said, okay, I have a question. What are the pros and cons for doing direct versus indirect warping? Direct warping looks easier, and I'm really confused about indirect warping. So, grain of salt, I still consider myself a new weaver, but I think the biggest pro is that when you are pro for indirect is that when you are doing that type of warp, you don't have to do all the walking back and forth, and you also don't get the sagging that sometimes you get in the earlier strands when you direct warp. But I still like direct warping better, but that's me. And like I said, grain of salt. But if you're doing a really long project also, it'll save you from having to do all that walking. If that makes sense. Nikki said, I'm in Newfoundland, Canada. Whereabout are you, if you're comfortable saying? Eileen said, having a strange but wonderful. I like it. Lentil, quinoa, spinach, and carrot concoction. That actually sounds really good. Carrie said, yes, Ann Arbor Fiber Expo. I cannot speak today. October 8 and 9. Thanks for remembering. Of course I remembered. What are you talking about? I kind of wish I could figure out what I could do in a booth. Jerup said, the bamboo warp is giving me problems. It's not the bamboo's fault. It's just been a while since I warped the rigid heddle. I'm sorry. Can you weight it? Is there things you can do to fix it? What's the trouble? Eileen, it sounds great. I love quinoa. Can you share? Danielle said, I'm in southern Ontario, not far from London. Eileen is in London, UK. Great to see Canadians from each corner of the country here on live. It is so fun to see people from all over. Jerup said, if you indirect warping walking. I think that's the same thing. Terry said, hi Trish and Tribe. Working on my mini skein sampler. That's fun. And hi Pete. Pete, are you looming yet? Pete got a new loom. Erica said, knitting a sweater for my soon-to-be grandson while homeschooling my youngest son and sneak in YouTube. My goodness, Erica, you're very busy. Abir said, today I tried to order the Advent Calendar luxury box from WOW, and this item doesn't deliver to my part of the world. I'm so sorry. Danielle said, haha, Eileen, both Londons represented. Rita said, direct warping seems faster than indirect. I don't know. I can kind of see, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have not done enough of the indirect to be able to speak in an educated way. How's that? Margaret said, Julianne, we're in Connecticut. I'm from Meriden, I'm guessing. Carrie said, Ola, other Carrie from Colorado. Hooray. Cheryl's from Saskatchewan. You guys really are from all over. Jerup said, I can't do the walking. My brain isn't functioning properly. Well, it's like, isn't it like the middle of the night there? Super early morning. Carrie said, Trish, were you going to do something with the Navajo hip spindle, or did I make that up? I mean, eventually I'm going to try it. I just haven't had time. I am spinning something right now, and I actually was going to see if I could take a vote to see what I should spin next after that. Saga, hello from West Devon. I was telling somebody about you the other day. Eileen said, congrats, Trish. It feels so strange to think you are a grandmother. Well, I am like a step grandmother. But I do not really see them as anything but my own grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, that's my family. Either way. So, if you want to get technical, Jerup said the problems are multiple, mainly down to me not being able to count. Susie said, I'm working on so many things. I currently am trying to finish my Christmas mini advent from last year. Is that so you can order a new one, Susie? I know how you do. Thank you. Eileen said, anywhere near the coast to Saga. Pete said the loom has worked. Oh my gosh. How? How'd you do that so fast? I sat to start and realized there are 4 twisted threads in the warp, so sorting it out tomorrow, so I'm knitting. Yeah, it's good to just take a break sometimes and start fresh when you have to do stuff like that. If that's my opinion, that's how I need to do it. Tracy said, hey gang, please give Trish a thumbs up. Thanks, you guys. I don't know why I can't start remembering that. I swear I try. I tell myself, oh, next time I'm going to do it, and then we get going, and Jerome said 4:17 and I'm medicated. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you get some sleep soon. Andrew said Denver, Colorado, scanning up some finished yarn. I love it. Deanna's in Ohio. Carrie said I learned on the hip spindle 30 years ago. It's a perfect learning tool. You can't drop the spindle. Nice. Yes, I am a bonus grandma. I think of them as my bonus kids, and I say that a lot. So I guess that is what I am. Danielle said, I forget, will this be? No, it will not be our first. We have one who is from our oldest, biologically John's son, who is 14 now, a girl. And then we have a grandson that our son got as a bonus when he got married a year and a half ago about. So this will be our third. Hello, Erica said from North Idaho, and so excited to catch a live. Welcome. Hey, Deb. Are you working? I love you, Nikki. Nikki said you are a grandma. You look way too young, but nonetheless. But I will say my biological son is almost a year older than he was when I had him. So weird to think about. So weird. He just doesn't seem old enough. You know? Saga said, Eileen, not near the coast. Carrie said, I'm ready to spin something colorful and crazy, but I have natural color Corriedale on one wheel and pale pastels on the other. See, that's a problem that I do to myself. Eileen said, yay, Danielle, London is well represented. Susie said, actually this year I don't know what that means. I'm not a Lord wrong on Advent. Is it supposed to be allowed? My knitting group friends are taking 5 skeins from our stash and splitting them into, fun, 20 minis, 20 gram minis to do a friends Advent exchange. That sounds really fun. Rita said I have step granddaughter and she calls me Nana and I think of her as mine. Yeah, I don't think of them as any different. I wish they were closer, geographically. And Deb said, working hard, hardly working. Hey, Shaylee. Jerup said, I'm grandma to a guinea pig named Edmund. The kids are having a few days away. Oh, are you taking care of Edmund? It was good, Saga. Yes, it was good. You did live on a narrowboat, right? Is that the right word? Jerup said, didn't finish that thought. Oh, babysitting. Okay, yeah. Pig sitting. Danielle said, what do the kids call you guys? My parents are Amma and Papa to my kids. The oldest grandchild couldn't say the gra and grandma, so it's been shortened for 18 years. call us Grandpa John and Grandma Trish. I do not care. Like, they could call me hey you, they could call me bro. It wouldn't matter. I think they're great and I don't care. You know what I mean? Um, but John likes Grandpa John. Lil said, yay, made it to alive, gonna knit along. Good. What are you knitting? Eileen said, still on my natural dyeing trip. Finally dyed some pinkish red today. Couldn't forage for that though. Had to use, oh gosh, please, why you gotta make me say cochineal? Cochineal? I can't say it. Gorgeous bright color, love it. Doesn't that come from snails? Saga said, yes, I live on a narrow boat. I couldn't remember. I thought you might have said that you moved off of it. I don't know why I thought that. But yes, we saw one in something we were watching on TV, and I was like, oh, Saga from the subscriber lives lives on one of those, and John was like, that's so cool. Pete said, I'm sat with our blind dog. She thinks she owns my space. Aww. Eileen said, hey, Grandma Bro. Yeah, like, the grandson has called me Bro Chacho, which I think is the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, you should call me Grandma Bro Chacho. I love it. There you go. Cochineal. I can't. Bugs. Bugs, it's easier to say that. I thought that came from snails. Okay, it comes from bugs. Got it. Tyrian or something like that comes from snails, right? A purple? Is that right? Someone Google it for me, please. Abir said, Eileen, my sister-in-law lives in East London, and when I visit, I stay at my favorite hotel not far from the Victoria and Albert Museum. Whereabouts are you? You are such a world traveler, Abir. Hello, Kelly. Danielle said, Grandma Dave wouldn't work for mine since both grandpas are Dave. I just always love to know the different things grandkids call their grandparents. My son called his grandpa and grandma Ema, and he did have a nickname for my dad too. I can't remember what it was. Bappa. Like Boppa. Ema and Bappa. But my mom hated it. So she would just say, Grandma, until he finally said it. I thought it was cute. Rita said, Sarah, how do you spin on a narrow boat? Callie said, yes, Tyrian purple comes from snails. That's right. I had forgotten about that because there was an argument once on Ravelry about purple dye. The things we argue about on the internet, right? Erica said, I'm happy just to be called something, but my grandson calls me Gigi. That's cute. My son always called my grandma Gigi because she was his great grandma, so it's Gigi. Carrie said, I'm jealous of Abir. I want to travel so much. And Abir said, I'm fortunate my husband and I have traveled so much. You are. Isn't it awesome to see how people live all in different countries and everything? It just really gives you a different perspective on your own life. Good and bad sometimes, I think. But Stephanie said my kids call my mom Tutu. That's cute. It's grandma in Hawaiian. Love it. Saga said, Rita, it's cramped but possible. Over the summer, we took our wheels outside. We have 2 on board somehow and 4 looms, rigid heddle, loom, and inkle. Wow. I remember you saying you were spinning on the bank. Abir said, Carrie, you should. Let's visit Eileen. Eileen said, I am in southeast London in Camberwell, south of the river, pretty far from the V&A. Would take me at least 40 minutes. Really? Oh, that's cute. Carrie said my oldest couldn't say grandma when she was little, so my mom has been Maki for 21 years. Rita said, wow, that's a lot you go, girl. Bide your up, go to sleep, get some rest. Carrie said, a beer perfect plan. It's gotten harder to travel. Hopefully, as we all kind of ease out of the pandemic, it'll get a little bit easier. But I mean, life's life, right? Pete said, there's lots of damson trees where I live. There used to be a monastery nearby, and they used to dye their robes using them. That's really interesting. I have a color of wool that I use to make bats sometimes called damson, and I wondered if it was named after it because they dyed with it. They're plums, right? Oops. I dropped a stitch. Ah. Kelly said my oldest cousin couldn't say grandma and said, is it Gimo? Instead, so my grandmother was Gimo for all of us. I love it. Oh my goodness. Eileen said, yay, so much fun. If you all did, I would rent a little van and we could drive all around the country too. I'd really like to see England and Scotland and Ireland. Those are my three dreams. And Norway. I want to see everything. Pete, do you eat them or do you pick them? I'm curious about this because we have a lot of wild raspberries and we pick them. Oops. Uh-oh. Is that where you are, Pete? Pete said, if visit Iron Bridge if you do. Hey, that's one I can pronounce. With my accent. It's true. Abir said we must acclimatize to our new circumstances. Unfortunately, COVID is here to stay. I agree. I don't think I have yet. Acclimatize, but I'm trying. I have learned how much I like staying home. Saga said, let me know when, Eileen. Rita said, don't forget to hit like. Yeah, Carrie wants to see all the places. I want to go on a fiber world tour. I just need to get the lottery in order to do that. And I don't have a ticket, so that makes it a lot harder to win. Pizza, damson wine or jam? Okay. And dye, apparently. A beer said, Eileen, that sounds like an amazing adventure. It surely does. I'd like to go during the time of the Edinburgh Festival. Or was it canceled this year? Does anyone know? Because I thought I saw somebody saying it was canceled and maybe permanently, but sometimes I imagine things. Stephanie said, I'm up for that, Trish. Oh, Carrie said, with my new grandson, I am Lolly and my husband is Pop. That's cutie. Love it. How do you say that, Rita? Muscadine? She said, I've had muscadine wine. That's fun to say. Eileen said, oh, Pete, that's awesome. I will look into damson dye. I read that often fruit isn't very dye fast, but maybe they do the same as the monks in Asia with curcumin, turmeric, and just re-dye when it fades. It could be. Marie said, I'm with you on the tour. Just have to win the lottery. That's what I want to do. I just really need to. Saga said, I'm sure it was on this year. And Abir said, it's no more. Okay, so it was canceled forever. Tracy said, yes, a fiber world tour. I also want to work a sheep farm for a week. Yeah, a week would probably be all I could handle, Tracy. It's really hard work. And I am really lazy. I can do hard work for a week, but then I need a month off. Dee said the Edinburgh one is no longer, but the Perth Festival just happened. Okay, they're south of Edinburgh. All right. Stephanie said, I have always said when I win the lottery, I want to do so and so, but I never seem to play, so I guess I won't be winning anytime soon. Exactly. Okay, Eileen said Edinburgh Yarn Fest. They were taking a year off after 2019 Yarn Fest. Then COVID happened. No news since. Oh my goodness. Saga said sadness. Haven't been to Edinburgh. Tracy said there should be a wool camp. See, that's one of the things that I actually really dream about for real. If I suddenly figured out how to get enough money together, I would like to start a place where people can come learn what steps they want to do and like go to it like camp. Book a week or a weekend and do the steps that they want to do, and they can keep coming back and do the other steps later or whatever. I dream about doing something like that. Abir said Edinburgh is a must-see. Uh-oh. Deb, there is. Deb said, OMG, there is so much poop on a farm. Too. I visited one this past weekend. It's true, it's everywhere. Eileen said I would be happy to organize a wool camp in the UK. My goodness. Deb said I would totally go. Oh, I wish. I mean, it would be so expensive to maintain and get going, but it's like one of the things that I dream about. Like getting a huge, huge space, and so then you have looms and you have different equipment that people can come and learn about and try out. Oh, it would be so cool. I do. Tracy said we need an angel investor. I mean, I know how to do things pretty, you know, financially smart ways, but still, you still need an investor. I knew what you meant. Rico said, "Yeah, Yola, I am dreaming of setting up at parks with all my Junkenstein equipment so people can try." Rico, I think that is a really cool idea. I think the idea of like teaching people to put stuff together like you do, not maybe necessarily teaching them, but like showing them what they could do, putting it together would be so cool. I don't. Eileen said, so cool, Trish. Do you know YouTube? They bought an old school and are doing just that. I'm sure there's plenty of interest to have more of those in the US. I wish. Deb said there is an Airbnb that has a whole Cricut setup I just came across recently. I can't remember where it was located though. That is really interesting. Marie said, that's funny. For some reason, I have never thought about the poop on a farm. Marie, they're all pooping. I'm sorry. But it's a good thing because I was just reading this whole article about the need for animals on a farm where they grow things as well because of kind of like the circle of, fertilization and the whole deal, and how a lot of farms are doing one or the other. So they're growing things in the ground, but they're not doing animals, etc. And that really it works better if it's a circle. It was really interesting. Hello, Elizabeth. Carrie said, I'll poop all the time. I will have to look up YouTube, Eileen, so that I can see it. Is that in Canada or in the US or in England? Where is that? I guess I'll look it up. Eileen said they have their own sheep. See, that's part of my problem is I don't really want to have animals. So I would have to find a farm in the area that would help with that part, just the education part. She said they have their own sheep. They have a spinnery and invite lots of fiber related teachers to do workshops. They have a bar and rooms. That is so cool. Marie said once had an emergency landing on a cow farm and discovered what cow patties were. Wasn't kissing that ground. Oh, no. See, I grew up in a very uh, agricultural like area. I was in a town, but it was a lot of farms around. So I feel like I've always been around that. There's a lot of stories about that. In places where boys drive tractors to work. Erica said, I live on a farm. All our poop goes back into the gardens and grows food. That's exactly what they were talking about, Erica. I love it. Rita said, chicken and lamb fertilizer is available and a lot of gardeners use it. Yes. I got alpaca fertilizer from our local yarn store owner like 2 years ago, and it was really good. Deb said, a bar? Nice. Deb. Pete said, I've got chickens and they create amazing compost. Hey, Sonny. Now, how do they get a liquor license, I wonder? It's like so difficult here. Rico said, I remember older kids playing cruel frisbee with sun-baked cow pies. That's not what I've heard, Rico. But the sun doesn't bake things the way it does where you live here. You know what I mean? Ah. Elizabeth said, I've learned a lot about this cycle from Sandy Brock's channel. I do watch her channel. Not all the time, but I have watched it. Oh, they're in... okay, one of the Dakotas. All right. Carrie said, Rico Cruel Frisbee was my high school metal band. Are you serious or are you joking? Because that would be too crazy. Andra said her bunnies fertilize their garden. Yes, Rico, she said, Rico, I've also heard about cow tipping. Okay, joking. Phew. I was like, that's too weird for me. Crystal said, oh yeah, the Dakotas for the children playing with cow seeds. I've never heard about it here. Gosh, you guys are funny today. I'm sorry, the ragweed is getting me. I am not getting COVID. I woke up stuffy. Carrie said we totally should have made t-shirts. Nicole said I watched Sandy Brock also. Pete said yes to cow tipping. My brother used to do it. I thought it was a myth. Nome, North Dakota. Okay. Gosh, it's cold there. I mean, it's cold here, but it is really cold in North Dakota. Crystal said, yeah, it is a thing here. Oh my gosh, I didn't... Rico said to Rita, I thought it was a joke until my dad told me it breaks their ribs sometimes and farmers really hate it. I did not know that people really did that. That's awful. Carrie said, my real band has its first performance this weekend at our guitarist's house and we don't have a name yet. Well, Cruel Frisbee is not a terrible name. What instrument do you play, Carrie? Is it the vocal cords? I feel like it's the vocal cords. Rita said, Pete, I never did, but my cousins and brothers used to do it. Crystal asked about snipe hunting. No. Yes, Carrie plays the vocal cords. That's what I thought. Rita, how can you be scared of a cow? They are so cute. The bulls are a different story. Pete's scared of the cows too. I I don't know how we started talking about cow tipping. That is so funny. Crystal said you take some poor sucker out into the woods at night. I know what it is. And you leave them a bag and tell them you're going to scare the snipes to them. And they need to catch them. That's so mean. Hilarious, but mean. I would be scared to death if I was stuck in the dark in the woods at night. Would not be good. Deb said, I love cows. Horses scare me because they have big old teeth. They won't bite you. They don't really want to bite you. All right. I probably should go. Darn it. Rita said, Trish, have you ever been chased by a cow? I have. I have not. I've been chased by a goat. I used to have a straw purse and take my son to the zoo like every other week because he loved it so much. And those goats will not leave you alone if you have a straw purse. They try to, it's scary. I didn't know that. Crystal said, funny thing is, there is birds called snipe. Rico said, should I focus on making Heddles harnesses or a reed? I finished what I'm calling a floor loom. It's made out of flooring panels. I mean, you really need all of those things. Hello, Wendy. She said, I live and work on a dairy farm, but dream of sheep. Oh, thanks, Carrie. You made my day better. Nope, Carrie said, is this the son that ended up working at the zoo? This is the son that is an electrician now. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll be back later this week. I don't know exactly when. I never know.